why is that? Like, people, I think, sort of understand it, but don't understand it because, you're talking about a murder case and all these resources that have been put into trying to find her. You talk about two things. First of all, why is it, you said something to me in a previous conversation about how important it is that the lawyer is the one person that a defendant can confide in. Like, can you explain what gets to the heart of the matter?
Sure.
As far as why it is that attorneys cannot disclose that kind of stuff unless the client says it's okay?
Sure. For the justice system to work, a client must know that there is one person that they can tell the truth to, that they can talk to, that they can divulge their innermost secrets and be perfectly honest with, and that person will not and cannot be compelled to use that testimony or turn that information over to law enforcement. Every other person in this whole wide world, if Casey Anthony were to disclose some secret to, could in fact disclose that, and it could later be used against her. So if the system is going to work and prosecutors do their job, then the criminal defense lawyer must do his job and hold the attorney-client privilege sacrosanct, so that no person ever feels as though, if in fact they disclose facts, even if they're unpopular or even if they're obnoxious or very, very damning facts, that it can ever be used against her. You have to count on that one person, your lawyer, to go to the wall for you, and he must be possessed of all the information that's available for him to adequately represent you. And it is even more so in a case like this. It is an unpopular case. She's an unpopular defendant. She has no one in her corner, if you will, except her attorney, Mr. Baez, and she has to have absolute faith in the confidentiality of what he learns from her and what he learns through the investigation.
That's great, and that's a great explanation. I think people will understand. And then you made me think of something else as you were saying that. And while this may sound unpopular as well, you said, if the state does its job, but also it's really, the responsibility is on law enforcement to investigate and find this stuff out. It's not up to the defendant or her defense attorney, certainly, to help them do their job unless she wants to for some reason.
That's absolutely correct. One of the tenets of our constitutional system is the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. That not only means that you're not required to give testimony that may later be used against you. You are not required to aid the government in their investigation or prosecution of the case in any aspect whatsoever. The burden remains on the government, and you have a Fifth Amendment privilege right, which is a broad right not to aid by either statement or deed the prosecution's case against you.
Because the defense would not be required to call 911 if they had found the body. And that seems to be some of the information that Dominic Casey provided to investigators that the judge has sealed. It's my thought that the judge would be aware that it's ethically the responsibility of the defense not to call 911. So when I understand that the judge has filed a complaint against Baez involving Dominic Casey, then I would think it's not about not calling 911, because the judge would be aware of exactly what you just told us. It would be something else. Is there any way to tell, legally speaking, what else there might be?
At this juncture, we can't even begin to speculate whether there was additional information or whether this grievance is based upon that circumstance. If it was based on the instruction not to call 911, there would have to be more than just that instruction that serves as the basis for this bar complaint. And I am very confident in that because I was vice chair of a grievance committee for a 2-year period of time, and I am well familiar with the ethical rules. So if it is nothing more than an instruction that, all right, here's where the body may be, if you confirm that, do not call 911, but you let me know first, and it ends there, then no harm, no foul.